welcome back to Farming with Family. Soybean Harvest Edition number 1. So we're gonna actually get started on soybeans today. I got a helper here. Sarah's Uncle David is gonna be driving semi for me so he can keep up and keep the grain away. And so he's gonna be helping me, and we're gonna get started today. I had tried it a couple days ago and it was just the stalks were almost dry, but they are still a little rubbery. The beans are dry enough, so just waiting on the stalks to dry down, but it's been a few days now and it's ready to go from what I can tell. So we're gonna get going after it today and see how many acres we can get done, and they look like they're gonna be yielding really good, so we're excited to say the least about it. So we'll get started for today. As they always say, make sure to go like, subscribe, comment, and share so we can get this channel growing and show more people what we do on the farm here. Thanks. All right, made it up to the field. We already got the combine and the grain cart moved up here. David shortly behind me with the semi. But we got to put these, I got a few things from May West to kind of upgrade the header. Got these little paddles. They just clip on to the plastic tines. For the pickup or for the reel, so it's just supposed to help it feed a lot better, get more even feeding, less bean droppage on the ground. So we're gonna get these snapped on quick and we'll get started. This is the quarter we have to start on here. It's actually the last field I planted, but I was just down that way about 1.5 miles. I helped my cousins for a couple days while mine were getting ready and still drying out, and I checked these and they're ready to go, so I just went to the closest field and we're gonna give it a try. So this is what the tines look like. These are with the paddles, so they just have these little, I don't know, clips on them. Slide it over and push them on, just so they're kind of staggered from the row before it, if that makes sense.
Oh, stagger them from this row to that row?
Yeah, so like they're not like all in line.
Right.
And then like on the end here, well, we are combining. It is working really good. We got the field all opened up, so I didn't video that at all because got to pay close attention to go around all the little nooks and crannies and everything and make sure it's feeding properly, but it's working pretty good. It's now it looks like it's yielding well too. Driving about about 3.2, 3.4 miles an hour at the most, which for how thick this stuff is, not too bad. But Sarah's Uncle David, he's driving the grain cart for me in semi, and so that kind of helps me. I can drive until I'm full and not have to drive around and go all the way back to the other end just to unload my bin full. So that's been very helpful. But we'll keep on going. I think I have another like dump and a half, then the semi will be full, and we'll take that to town. I got to show David how it all works at the elevator in Roscoe. So we'll be doing that. We'll get some more video of that, but everything's working really nice so far. Time to unload. So this will be about the 3rd load on the semi. So we'll get about 1 more and then we'll be full enough to go to town. So almost full. Got a call just a second ago. David was watching how I was feeling, but so I'll go make 1 more round down and back and put a little more on here, and then I think we'll be full and we'll head to town. But everything's yielding really nice, and now beans are looking like they're about the right moisture, so we'll get it taken to town and we'll keep on going. Semi's topped off. We're gonna head into town, get this dumped at the elevator. Oh, lunch is on the other side. So I'm going to show David how it all works, and while he drives I get to eat lunch. So it's about 2 o'clock right now, and we'll just letting the combine cool down for a second, and we'll get this full load headed east. But it's looking really nice. Well, sometimes when you get going with harvest, it decides to start raining. So it's just sprinkling a little bit, but too damp for us to go. So we're gonna quit and go find something else to do for the rest of the day. So since it's raining out, this combine has hopper extensions. You can see up there. So they go up and out so you can hold more grain when you're going. But that basically acts like a big funnel, so all the water sheds off of that into my grain tank right up in here. So I'm going to loosen these bolts and then just turn these flaps down, and then any water just drains right out of there, so it doesn't sit in there, get on my bearings, get everything rusty and wear it out quicker. So we just 4 bolts, and you open those up, then you're, as you can see. So I'm going to open this up. Just got some junk in there, but the water's already funneling through here, so it's good to get them opened. Otherwise you got bearings up here and right here, and if those sit in water, good chance they're going to get rusty and get hot on you and wear out eventually, or a lot faster. So there. Now when it's supposed to rain more tonight, there's a good chance of it, like 70% chance, so those will be open. If it does rain, it just empties out a little bit easier. So we're gonna head back and see what else we can find out to do. All right, we're back for another day. After we did our first truckload, everything was right. It was about 9.7 moisture, which is, you can go up to 12.5% before you start getting docked for being too wet. But they were plenty dry. Everything was working good. We got back to the field, and like you just saw, it started raining, and it rained Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Yesterday, Wednesday, it dried out for some guys. Mine weren't quite dry enough. So now it's Thursday, so we're gonna give it a try again. But got the combine all checked over and ready to go. We're gonna see what we can get done. It's kind of stressful this time of year because you know how much you have to get done, and if the weather and crop conditions don't cooperate, it's just, you can't really do a whole lot about it. But you want to get your crop in as fast as you can, because the longer you wait, the more chance you get of having a snow, and if you get a foot of snow, well, you can't harvest your soybeans. So that's just kind of the push right now, and it kind of wear on some people, and we just got to keep pushing on and get it done when the weather permits, and you just keep going. So we're gonna see how much we can get done today. If it goes, I should be able to get, I don't know, maybe 70 acres or so done today. We'll just see how everything works and how long we can go. But my cousins are going right down the road, but they planted a little bit different beans at a little bit earlier than mine. So all those little things just they play into the whole equation, whether it's ready or not, dry enough. So we'll get going and see what we can get done today. Well, I made one pass so far, and the stalks, I don't know, they seem lighter than I would like them to be, but they're going through just fine. It's feeding fine. Just emptying out right now into the semi, and then we'll just keep going. So glad it's going so far so good. Well, we're full again, so that's running good. David's just heading up here with the grain cart. We're gonna get things dumped.
You're gonna say he did this, he did that. Oh.
So let him come underneath. Button. sight to see. Last year there was not very many times that you got a dump, so just because everything yielded so poorly because of the drought. But this year it's a whole different story, so just got to get it off the field. Back to going back and forth to the field. Back there is dusting pretty well. That's a good sign that it's dry enough. Hey, look who's with me now. How was school?
Good.
Did you have fun? Should we go combine some beans? Alright, let's keep getting after it.
Wow.
Loading again. It's a good sight. Is this your favorite part, Vaughn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch it all come out of the auger. Man, it is a really rough life riding in the tractor for a 6-year-old. He's all sprawled out. Must have had a busy day in school. I wouldn't mind taking a nap. That'd be kind of nice, but I gotta go back and forth, back and forth. Back and forth. So if you see a few little green things, that's what volunteer corn looks like. That's just corn left over from last year that got put into the soil when I was seeding, and then it germinated and came up. And I put a chemical on there to help kill that stuff, but it killed some of it, but it didn't kill all of it. So we'll, I guess on my stuff, let's see, where I have corn this year and where I'm going to plant soybeans next year, I guess I'll probably have to apply the chemical a little bit heavier in those fields, but it's going through okay. We're loading again. Somebody's still sleeping. So we've gone from that fence line over there all the way over to here, and I don't think we're not even halfway done with the field yet. So it's yielding nice, doing good. It's a touch on the wet side. It's about I think the last load is like 14.3% moisture, but we're gonna keep going because it's gonna, without fail, it's always gonna get way too dry. It's gonna get down to like 9 or 8% moisture, and when it gets that dry, you give away a lot of bushels because it's just too dry and you don't have the water content. So we're gonna keep on going. The elevator doesn't complain. You get a little bit of dockage because they take a little shrink on it. It does actually shrink down a little bit in size, but we're just gonna keep going. It's getting empty. Grain cart's getting full. I like to see it. It's getting darker out, but we're still going. Staying dry. There's not really any dew coming on. It's still dusty nice, so even though the elevator's closed, we're gonna get everything filled up, get the combine, the grain cart, and the rest of the semi. So then we'll be all full. We'll come back in the morning and we'll take a load to the elevator, service the combine, and keep going. So we'll check back tomorrow. Have a good night. I came up and checked my cows and fed them some grain like I normally do every couple days, and the other day when I was here, all of them came up and ate fine, and this morning I checked and I counted 4 calves, and there were supposed to be 5 that were born this spring. And I went up and I walked around the pasture, didn't see them, and started driving back towards the house and looked for them, and here I see feet sticking up down in one of the lowest spots. Nothing nothing around him, didn't look like he got hurt or anything, but he was healthy a couple days ago, and this morning he's all bloated up, and the coyotes already started their feast. So that's just one of the risks I guess you take with when you have cattle and livestock, and they can be healthy one day and for no apparent reason then they can pass away. So it's kind of a bummer to get the morning started, but we'll keep going and see what else we can find to do today. We're gonna try to keep combining. It froze pretty good last night, and there's quite a bit of frost on the plants, so we're gonna get the combine service greased up. I fueled it last night, so we'll have that all ready to go when the frost burns off, and we can get hopefully another 3,000-4,000 bushels harvested today, and hopefully finish up the field we're on and move on to the next one. But hopefully the rest of the day goes better. Well, we're combining again. We had to wait a little while. All the frost that was on the beans kept it wet for quite a while, so we didn't actually get started until about 1, and now it is 2 o'clock. So got the semi finished filling up, sent that to town with David, and now we're just I'm working on filling the grain cart and getting my stuff full by the time he gets back. So we're plugging away. Get the header started here, just dumped quick. See if I can steer and take a video at the same time. So it's working pretty good. It's dusting well, just like it's supposed to. See in the mirror, dust is coming out pretty good. It's threshing pretty well. So we're gonna keep going. So in the last video, we put on that Schumacher Easy Cut system. So this is what it looks like all the way down. So this, I got the upgraded version where it has these things called roller guides. So one goes on top of the sickle bar and one goes underneath, just to keep it all straight. Usually there's wear plates that just keep it pushed forward. So it's cutting right close to the tip of these. But this is a little upgrade, so I got this instead. So basically, instead of wear plates, these roller guides just go back and forth constantly. The bolts that they sent us, I got them from Shoop. For some reason, they sent us 45 and 50 millimeter bolts, and they stuck up like this high, and the soybeans were catching on them and not feeding properly. So I called the company. They said they are supposed to be like 35 to 40, I believe. So we just took the grinder and cut these off, and now it's feeding a lot better. And then I got some of these paddles from May West. See one that's out of, get it pushed back straight. These have really made a difference. Just help bring, they just kind of scoop the soybeans and just push them in so they feed a lot better. But we had a hard frost last night, and when I started it was too wet, and now it's dried down quite a bit. Usually I can tell how dry the beans are by just crunching them in your mouth. If they squish, they're a little on the wet side. So these are still just a little bit squishy, but they're probably about 13% moisture, which is actually just about perfect. So, but it's dusting really well, and we're gonna keep going. We're gonna try to finish up this field yet tonight. Gotta see how late the elevator's open though first. Well, we're gonna call it quits for the day. We got a good portion of the field left. There's the slough where we finished planting at the end of the year. That part's left, so it's not a super huge area. I'm guessing about a semi-load full. But David's on his way with the last one for the day right before they close. So we'll get that and have the semi empty so we can start on Sunday and get going as early as the weather permits. But gonna shut the combine down and grab my stuff and head out of here. But I think this is what Punxsutawney Phil is like when he comes out every spring. So been in that combine cab, which this is actually, for what I grew up with, it's a much more comfortable, bigger cab than the little old New Hollands that I grew up on that didn't have AC, barely had heat, were super hot, itchy and dusty. And so I feel happy to at least have this cab. So, and also make sure to like, share, subscribe, and what's the other one? Oh, comment. Yeah, make sure to comment. Helps me grow my channel and show more people what we're doing here on the farm. We're gonna get everything packed up and head home and go enjoy some time with some family. Have a good night.